Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today is April 16th, 2026, and we have more crypto news as well as whale alerts. As usual, I'll be covering the whale alerts at the end of the video. And first, I want to point out, look at the market right now. Just in general, we're seeing some really good movement on a couple of these crypto. We've got XRP up over 3.5%. XLM is over 5.5%. We got Solana over 3%. Dogecoin is even doing good, over 3%. And now let's go ahead and get into the latest news. Bitcoin remains officially banned in only a handful of countries. These include China, Algeria, Egypt, Bangladesh, Morocco, Iraq, and Qatar, though regulations continue to evolve. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ just hit new all-time highs again today. U.S. markets have now added $7 trillion in market cap in the last 16 days alone. S&P 500 is up 11.51% from the March 31st bottom, adding $6.874 trillion. NASDAQ is up 16.96%, adding $5.954 trillion. This is a complete V-shaped recovery from the Iran war sell-off. The S&P 500 was down 9% from its January peak just a few weeks ago. It is a historic short squeeze in progress. Hedge funds covered their ETF short positions at the fastest pace in over a decade last week. XRP volume is up over 100% on the hour. Things are heating up. And also, reports suggest that XRP is set to expand its utility onto Solana, tapping into a $49.6 billion ecosystem. Chainlink partners with Six Group, operator of the Swiss and Spanish national exchanges, to bring 2+ trillion in European equities data on chain. And Ripple Treasury integrates with FedNow through Clear Connect, connecting directly to the Federal Reserve's payment rail. Fertilizer prices rise, up 87% year to date, pushing above $720 a ton. Taiwan's stock market cap soars to $4.14 trillion, officially surpassing the United Kingdom. Charles Schwab announces the launch of direct trading of both Bitcoin and Ethereum to compete with Robinhood. The U.S. initial jobless claims, the expected was 215,000. The actual being reported is 207,000. The U.S. government is about to refund $166 billion in tariffs starting April 20th. The refund system launches April 20th. Over 330,000 importers across 53 million shipments are eligible. As of April 9th, $127 billion worth of refunds have already been processed. Trump imposed these tariffs under a 1977 emergency law. The Supreme Court ruled he overstepped his authority. He has since imposed new tariffs under a different law, which is also being challenged in court. The Russell 2000 index is just 0.8% away from a new all-time high. The last two major upside moves in the Russell 2000 pumped alts 50 times to 100 times in a few months. And now let's go ahead and go over the latest whale alerts. So about 24 hours ago, we have $141 million in Ethereum that went from an unknown wallet to unknown wallet. 118.7 million in Ethereum that was transferred also from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. 118 million in Ethereum, again from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. So we're seeing a lot of activity with Ethereum, essentially back to back to back, and these were 9-figure based numbers. Then we have almost $101 million in USDT that went from the Tether Treasury over to Kraken. $200 million in USDT from Bitfinex to the Tether Treasury. 200 million USDT from the Tether Treasury to Bitfinex, so a little bit of back and forth going on there. Nearly the $101 million in USDT went from Kraken to an unknown wallet. So again, some shuffling happening. Nearly $103 million in USDC from Aave over to Unknown Whale 1. Then we have $103 million in USDC from Unknown Whale 1 to Aave. So again, you're seeing these shufflings taking place, different exchanges. But look at this, guys. USDC, USDT, and also with, what was it, Ethereum? So some big movements taking place there. Then we move on. $148.4 million in Bitcoin that went from an unknown wallet to Kraken. 89.9 million in Bitcoin that went from Kraken to unknown wallet. 108 million in Bitcoin from Binance to an unknown wallet. And then we go forward here a bit. We got 135.8 million in Bitcoin from an unknown wallet to Cumberland. $250 million in USDC that was minted at the Treasury. $135 million in Bitcoin from Cumberland to Coinbase Institutional. 101.9 million in Bitcoin from an unknown wallet to Coinbase Institutional, and that's basically it for the whalers. Now taking a look at XRP as we zoom out. Look at this. It broke above that Fibonacci retracement zone, that psychological level of $1.40, currently sitting above $1.43. It has pulled back just slightly from the high on the day, which was at about $1.44. So just slightly down, still looking green. It was a green candle closure yesterday, and it had broken above briefly yesterday, going up to about $1.41. So right now, we're looking pretty good. If this can manage to have a further continuation up, then we've got a lot of room to breathe. $1.50 is definitely going to be one to keep an eye on. And then the next major zone would be around $1.83, that next level of that Fibonacci retracement before trying to get back to these previous levels. Now zooming out a bit, you can see it needs a lot of movement back up to get to the level of $2.46, which is where we were at when the spot ETFs had launched. Something that was very, it was looked forward to for many years. People were saying it was going to be very bullish for crypto, and we just had a lot of things happening and taking place right around that same time. So it was an unfortunate situation where finally saw it take place in the United States, but then markets just didn't want to agree with it. So it started taking these big tumbles down. And here we are. We've still got a lot of room to try and go to make those recoveries. But that's what I got for you guys in today's video. So let me know how you feel about everything. You can check me out on Blue Sky at Crypto Atlas. And if you want to show any extra support to what I do, you can become a YouTube member, or you can join me on Patreon. I'm Crypto Atlas over there. And that's what I got. Thank you guys so much. Be safe. God bless. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.